Jungkook's rare outburst, Taehyung's silent intervention, the truth behind the viral moment. The calm that usually surrounds a BTS public appearance shattered in an instant when Jungkook, one of the group's most admired members, revealed emotions that few had ever seen from him. Known for his discipline, composure, and quiet strength, Jungkook has always been the member who absorbs pressure with seemingly unshakable resilience. But on this particular day, in front of cameras, reporters, and fans, something gave way. As he stepped out of a vehicle, the crowd pressed in tightly, cameras flashing with blinding force. The atmosphere was suffocating. Jungkook's expression shifted from calm professionalism to visible irritation. Then it happened. His voice, sharp and edged with anger, cut through the chaotic noise. The sudden outburst left fans in shock. This wasn't the idol they were used to seeing. This was something raw, unfiltered, and startlingly human. Yet, as the tension reached its peak, Taehyung, better known as V, stepped forward. His reaction was swift, calm, and instinctive. Without dramatic gestures or words, Taehyung moved closer to Jungkook. A brief but protective gesture of his hand, steady eye contact, and his calm presence shifted the entire atmosphere. What could have spiraled into chaos transformed into a moment of quiet but powerful solidarity. That small action, barely a few seconds long, ignited endless debate across social media. Fans and media outlets dissected every frame of the video, trying to understand what had truly happened. Was Jungkook furious at the suffocating pressure of the crowd? Was Taehyung shielding him from further intrusion? Or was it simply one friend silently grounding another during a moment of overwhelming stress? For years, Jungkook has been at the center of a relentless spotlight. Every step, every glance, every small gesture of his life is recorded, replayed, and magnified by millions of eyes. Behind the stage lights and applause lies an exhausting truth, an invasion of privacy that no amount of professionalism can completely erase. That day, the crowd was particularly intense. Cameras shoved close, the wall of bodies pressing in, the blinding flashes, all of it became too much. What the world witnessed wasn't a random spark of anger, but the eruption of years of pressure building beneath the surface. When Jungkook's voice finally cut through the noise, it was more than just irritation. It was the sound of someone reaching the limits of endurance. For ARMY, the moment was both shocking and heartbreaking. They weren't just seeing a superstar, they were seeing the fragile humanity of someone burdened by fame. But then came Taehyung's intervention. He didn't scold Jungkook. He didn't confront the crowd. He didn't make a scene. Instead, his approach was subtle but commanding. His simple act of stepping forward, placing himself closer to Jungkook, and signaling calm through body language completely shifted the moment. Witnesses described it as magnetic. The storm of tension quieted, not because of words, but because of presence. Jungkook, though still tense, seemed to regain control after Taehyung's gesture. That quiet solidarity spoke volumes, and it reminded fans of the bond that has held BTS together through their toughest times. For some, it looked like Taehyung was shielding Jungkook from the cameras, trying to draw focus away. For others, it seemed like a protective warning to the crowd that boundaries had been crossed. But for most ARMY, it was simply one brother standing by another when he needed it most. Within hours, the clip spread across social media like wildfire. Hashtags trended worldwide. Fan accounts looped the moment, zooming in on every detail. Jungkook's clenched jaw, his fiery eyes, Taehyung's calm approach. Interpretations poured in from every corner of the globe. Some fans saw Jungkook's anger as a cry for help, a reminder of how much idols sacrifice behind their polished smiles. Others praised Taehyung for his composure, calling his reaction a perfect example of quiet leadership. But alongside admiration came exaggeration. Headlines screamed of Jungkook exploding in rage and Taehyung dramatically rescuing him. In reality, the truth was far less sensational. A young man overwhelmed by an intrusive environment, and a close friend grounding him with quiet support. This incident sparked deeper conversations about the culture of fame in K-pop. Fans began asking hard questions. How much pressure can idols endure before breaking? Where is the line between admiration and invasion? Is the constant demand for perfection stripping away their humanity? For Jungkook, that fleeting moment of visible frustration was not weakness, it was authenticity. It was proof that even the strongest among us can reach a breaking point. And for Taehyung, his instinctive response was not performance, it was solidarity, a reminder that behind the global stardom lies a bond that protects them from collapsing under the weight of expectation. As the viral story grew, so did misconceptions. Some reports exaggerated Jungkook's reaction as a meltdown, yet eyewitnesses insisted his anger was brief, more frustration than explosion. There's no clear evidence he shouted aggressively. It was likely just a sharp moment of irritation amplified by the chaos. Similarly, Taehyung's gesture was painted as a dramatic rescue. But those who know BTS understand that such small supportive acts are routine between members. They've spent years shielding and grounding one another during high-pressure situations. What fans saw wasn't a scripted move for the cameras, but the natural instinct of someone who deeply cares. Still, the impact cannot be denied. ARMY flooded social media with messages of love and concern. They defended Jungkook's right to privacy and praised Taehyung's protective bond. The moment became more than just a viral clip, it became a symbol. It symbolized the fragility of idols under relentless scrutiny. It symbolized the strength of friendship and brotherhood. And it symbolized the unspoken truth that even the brightest stars are human beings first. The image remains etched in memory. Jungkook stepping into a suffocating storm of cameras, his anger flickering through for all to see, and Taehyung moving forward with calm determination. That intersection of frustration and support captured the very essence of BTS's journey. It wasn't just entertainment, it wasn't just a headline. It was a stark reminder of the immense weight carried by those living under the brightest spotlights in the world. And perhaps, beyond all the noise, the message is clear. Even global icons need space to breathe, and even in the darkest moments, brotherhood can turn storms into silence.